Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston at BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting Group, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss and live your best life. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, and we shall be glad in it. I am super excited to be with you just to really encourage you today, and I just have a really short thought, a getaway. So I'm currently at a businesswoman's summit. It is the Platform Builder Summit. It is hosted by Ms. Charvette Mitchell, and I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm a vendor here. I'm a speaker here, so it's over the top ecstatic for me. But one of the things that it does do is it gets you in the room with um, like-minded people, some on various levels of business, new business owners, uh, etc. But truly, the scripture says that iron sharpeneth iron, and you really can't go to the full next level until you're able to be in the room with other people who either do what you do or do similar to what you do or are just in business. They have a totally different industry, but they're in business like you are. I find that, as a solopreneur, and yeah, I have a lot of people who help me, but sometimes when you're on your grind, you're working at it, you think you're by yourself. You think you're the only one. So one of the beauties of this has been getting away from my office, my comfort zone, in someplace different, in a new environment, as a sponge. Because at this time of the year, at the airing of this is November, and that's toward the end of the year. I have been grinding all year long. I've been working, traveling, helping other people, and I'm running on. You know how you in your car and you look at that quarter tank, and you just say, "I need to get some gas." That's where I am, and that's just a transparent moment. And you may be there too as well. And we keep giving and keep giving out, but eventually, an empty cup cannot give out anymore. So therefore, sometimes you have to be in the room with other people because, for one, if you get away, hopefully you'll have some time to rest. I'm an early to riser. I'm always an early person to bed, and even when I'm on the road, I really try to get in bed early. Try to keep that routine. So therefore, sometimes it's good to do the getaway, to rest, to just do nothing. That's hard for me. I'll confess, that's hard for me. But that's number one. Brian would appreciate me trying to at least say it out loud. Number two, think. Sometimes when I'm away from my surroundings, it gives me opportunity to see and think things differently. Just really think in a different way, and either even if it's something good, think of it in a different way. If it's something bad, maybe approach it in a different way. Um, and if it's a new skill, or it's a new resource, or it's a new ability, give me opportunity to think of it and maybe not be hesitant to try it, but to think of it. And then the next thing is plan. Sometimes have to get away from the day to day duties, even if it's, doing dishes and folding clothes, to plan for what's next. You eventually have to pause to plan because otherwise, you'll never be fully prepared for what's next. Because if you don't stop a minute and plan and determine what went well, what with strengths, weaknesses, a SWOT analysis, yeah, opportunities and threats, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. If you don't take time for that, you'll find yourself in a hole or find yourself in a rut, and the cheese has moved. That book, Who Moved My Cheese? The cheese will have moved, and you're still start digging in the same place, looking for something that's no longer there. So there's planning, and there's pivoting, and there's moving, and there's no move at all. Sometimes you have to be trained. You have to get research. Sometimes you need a coach. Sometimes you need a mentor. So you have to plan for that. And then finally, well, next, prepare for the next. And sometimes that does require a coach. Sometimes that does require a session. Sometimes that does require, let's have a conversation so that we can prepare for what's coming next. Now, even if we don't fully know, but you know where you'd like to go, you know where you can be, the potential. And sometimes when you're in those rooms, you see where you can be. There's somebody making millions of dollars who's had disappointments, who's had discouragement, who's had fear, who've had disappointment, who's had failure. Well, we call them lessons. We try not to call them failures, but lessons, all of that, so that they can be their best self. And so, therefore, you need to be in the room with that. You need to know they're standing there having survived what they've been through, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a straight line. You didn't go straight up. There were some curves and bends, and there were some valleys, and there was some, got to figure this out. There's some debt. There was some people who betrayed you. There's some situations where you didn't know how you was going to get out. You needed God to see your way. You needed God to send somebody to help you see your way. You met someone, a divine encounter, a divine appointment, and it was able to prepare for your next. So sometimes you do have to do that getaway. And I mean, even Southwest Airlines has the getaway pricing. It's so low, you just can't refuse it. And it's usually just someplace you think, I'd like to want to go there. Now, if you ski and things like that, but most of the time, the getaways to Florida, warm climates, beaches, and all that kind of stuff, they don't happen all the time. But sometimes they offer a discount because you need a getaway. And sometimes that is to a beach, that is to water, that is to just, as they say, veg out. And then sometimes you need to be in a room where you can get some help, where you can get some inspiration, so you can get some advice. And then you need a business card later after you had an initial conversation with them to pay them for what they know, to pay them for their expertise, and pay them for the business that they offer. So, when's your next getaway? Are you looking at, ooh, the holidays is coming up and I don't have time for a getaway? Yeah, but sometimes that getaway doesn't necessarily have to be on a plane, train, or automobile. Sometimes you could just get a mug of hot tea or a hot chocolate and wrap in your favorite Afghan, or put your, as they say, onesie on, and wrap up and get your favorite blanket by a fire or by an open fire pit, and think about it. That's your getaway. Everybody sleep and you're getting away early in the morning. Everybody sleep, you may be still up late at night. Whatever that looks like to you, I encourage you to do that. When I saw Charvette at the event, I'm like, this is my retreat. This is my, it's not a typical retreat. It's more of a business summit, but it really helped me. The ideas are just incredible. What I can implement, what I can't implement, what I can do now, what may happen in a year or two or three. But everybody needs a getaway. I hope that helps you today. I hope that even if you need to get away and get a therapist or whatever that looks like, girlfriend's trip, girls trip, you just one night, just hang out, check yourself into a hotel, whatever that looks like for you, do that. Mama, keep the kids, and I need a night by myself, whatever that looks like. Take care of your people now. Don't take advantage of them. Take care of your people and make that happen for you. Get away. Hello. Jesus did it. There were times he sent away the multitude. He sent the disciples away and just took his inner circle, his inner team. Sometimes he was in the bottom of the boat, sleep, but he had to get away. If he did, all God, all man, you do too. I hope that helps you. And my goal always is to help you live your best life. coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Download the free app. And then coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Spike Davis and Friends Show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And then on Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss Show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. If we need to have a conversation, especially if it's about publishing, let's talk with Royston.com. Let's have a conversation. Ask me anything, and then I'll let you know what the next steps are, and we'll keep moving. So coming up next, I'm on the move still. November the 11th, I'll be at the KIPP School in Jacksonville, Florida. And then I'm coming back to Nashville, Tennessee, November 14th through the 18th at the National Association of the Education of Young Children. And then Thanksgiving, gotta be home for Thanksgiving. And then after that, yeah, definitely, I don't want to get in too much trouble with my family members. And then November the 29th through December 3rd, we'll be in New Orleans at the National Alliance of Black School Educators. So, one end of the country to the next, north, south, east, and west. So I am honored and privileged. I'm going to be chilling out throughout the holidays. I'll still be working, but probably at a much slower pace. Getting in bed even earlier and enjoying snacks and hanging out with Mr. Royston even more during the holiday season. I trust that you're going to do that too. Do your own form of getaway. Do your own form of rest and recharge and relaxation, because we need it about this. That is definitely about this time of year. So I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I'm praying and hoping always that not only you live your best life, but that what I do on Sunday mornings at 9:30 really encourages you and blesses you and helps you as you get ready for your next week. So that's what I use it for. It really gets me going and keeps me moving forward. So you all be blessed. Have a phenomenal week. And pray today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Bye-bye.